Greetings and welcome back, everyone, to From the Depths, and to a slightly different Thunderling than you might have expected. As you can see, between the last episode and this one, and, you know, to be expected considering how much time has been between those episodes, I have updated the Thunderling one more level. There's only one more level of updates to go, and that is to update the Super Serious Punch cannon, which I am seriously considering of turning into a cram cannon. But in the last update, I finished off armoring the hull properly, so the Thunderling is now a proper warship. It also has a much better mid-tier cannon. Now, I have made considerable changes to the ammunition. Namely, we're no longer firing flak rounds with timed fuses on our AA gun. It fires so fast with such reasonable, or rather good accuracy, I should say, considering the low inaccuracy to start with, thanks to the length of the barrel and its traces, that generally most of its shots hit. I don't need to worry about flak, so I've simply filled it with heavy explosives. So when it hits something, it does tend to do a reasonable bit of damage. The only thing it does struggle with is shields, but then there aren't too many shielded flies. This, however, is a little bit more punchy. The gauge is much bigger. There are more cannons, so it now has two 4-barreled cannons, 2 quad cannons, and this over here is the, let's have a look at it. This has an inertial fuse. It has fragmentation warheads. If the shell suddenly changes direction, so, for example, if it gets deflected or just disrupted by a shield, it'll cause the warhead to trigger and it'll detonate a frag warhead of a reasonable amount of damage. Generally, the frags do tend to go out in a bit of a cone. The first one is 15 degrees, the second is 30, the last is 60. So, my typical thing of having the cone getting wider, the larger the amount of warheads are on the shell. That does tend to mean that we do a bit of damage even if the bullet gets deflected. And over here we have the tracer rounds, which is heavy explosives. So mostly we fire the frag rounds, but occasionally we fire just flat-out heavy explosive. And of course, the Super Serious Punch does exactly what it used to do, but you'll notice that this is now much, much better armored. It is also very heavily shielded. When this thing enters combat, it covers itself in strength 3 shields. Doesn't look great. I will go through the effort of adding shield coloring later on, just to make it look a little bit less glaring. But my lord, does that drink the power and thereby the fuel. Now we should have enough resources, yes we do, to get one more Thunderling upgraded, and we're going to go ahead and start that now, along with a name. Now, as I said I would, I've gone through random.org and I've randomly picked out of the many hundreds of comments suggesting names, and the first name we have got is Armistice. So this shall be the HMS Armistice. That was suggested by Dapstar Animations. Thank you very much for the suggestion. Now, you're going to be lucky enough to get a retrofit. So, let's go. Now, we've actually upgraded the Thunderling by about 8 versions while I was building it because we were under attack, so I'd often have to save it and do all of that sort of stuff. I didn't bother recording it because there's nothing we haven't already seen. But there we go. That should quickly get built, but you'll have noticed that it's a very expensive craft now. Right, so while that's going on, we will name the others. We also have the HMS Raiju. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, which was suggested by Bobby Parker. Thank you very much indeed for the suggestion there, Bobby Parker. Now, and finally, we have got HMS Bifrost. I particularly like this one. By Septic Lars. There we go. So the HMS Bifrost has been thusly named. Now, we've gone through about 30,000 metal all told. We have another attack inbound, so we're going to have to go out and meet that shortly. You are still fairly sunk in the drink until I imagine there's some sort of hole somewhere. Yeah, it's right by here. As soon as that gets filled in with metal, then it'll become buoyant again. There we go. And it is now complete. Now, as you can imagine, the updated Thunderlings are fairly powerful compared to their old versions. Once we add a cram cannon, it is going to become extremely potent, and I really, really can't wait for that. But for now, I think we need to go out and we need to answer that attack. I'm thinking we will send just 2 Thunderlings. Let's have you leave this fleet. There we go. So we should have 2 individual ships here. I want you to merge. This is a temporary fleet of just our upgraded Thunderlings. Okay, you 2 are new. What I would like you to do is get out there and fight them. So, pull all. And if I can get you out there in time, that would be ideal. Let's see, we've got 100 seconds. So let's speed things up. 90, 85, 80, 75, 70. Yeah, we should have more than enough time. There we go. Okay, you 2 can engage. What are we going to be engaging? We are going to be engaging an Atlas. Yes, we're going to be engaging an Atlas, a Marauder, and... Oh, no, that's just it. Okay, well, fair enough. You probably dumped off a lot of your weight, your tonnage, when you passed through that region, because I had to recall our Thunderlings in order to get them ready for retrofitting. There we go. Let's set you guys up. Of course, we're going to be taking everything into this. We're actually the smaller of the 2 forces. We're only 4.9k, whereas the Deepwater Guard are 5.6, but I strongly suspect we're going to win. Okay, let us begin. And straight down we go. I should be aboard. There we go. They've engaged their shields. They have AI now that detects combat. The moment there are enemies in proximity, the shields kick on, and as you can see, they are completely coated in shields. They're low-strength shields, but that is often enough to deflect a shot that would have otherwise caused issue. Let's just sweep over here, see how it's going. The Super Serious Punch is still the heavy hitter of the lot. How's that going to do? Oh, did it actually hit? It might have. No, it's bouncing straight off. There we go. The Atlas is almost in the drink as well. And as you can see, the Thunderlings tend to get a lot closer now. They don't tend to shy away from battle, though you might be in a bit of trouble if you cross the streams. Try not to cross the streams. Ouch, 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 ouch. Please don't get hit by the Super Serious Punch. That would be so, so bad. Really. Play nice now. Seriously. No. You are bad. And you should feel bad. You idiots. You've actually broken it. You complete derps. Right, well the AI is dead. We're gonna... The shields shut off at exactly the wrong moment, meaning that a shot just like clipped the nose of the Super Serious Punch cannon there. But that was a fairly easy battle for 2 of our ships to do. Now I could actually split them up into individual fleets like this, and they'd probably be more than sufficient to take care of anything. But let's just bring on the resource. Ooh, I didn't want that. I wanted the resource screen. How are you doing for fuel? You're not doing very well for fuel. You've drunk your fuel quite badly. That much fuel is gone. They've got much larger fuel storage now. Of 16,000 at maximum. We've used almost 1,000 of it. So we've used a 16th of the fuel that these ships contain in just that little engagement because of how power hungry those shields get. The engines aren't really designed for large, high RPM. They're more designed to run at low RPM, which is where the problem lies. However, Raiju, it is now time for you to be retrofit, I feel. Now, I can turn on this utility, which will always check for newer versions. That might actually be something I'll do in the future. But for now, you're just going to go ahead and be updated there. And this fleet, I'm actually liking the idea of splitting the fleets. I don't think we need all 4 in a single fleet right now. They are becoming more and more and more deadly with each new iteration. So... in terms of fleets, we have the Herald of Oblivion. Let's think. What kind of fleet name do we want here? Also, I really do want you to be a little bit more spread out. So let's position you here. Nice and spread out. There we go. As for the fleet names, we've got Herald of Oblivion. Let's go for... We'll keep with the Herald. Herald of... Herald of Destruction. There we go. Did I spell Herald right? I always second guess myself when it comes to spelling anything. I spelled it the same. Whether it's right or not, I don't know. But same is often good enough for me. Okay, right. Well, we've got a bit of cleaning up to do. So I'm going to send you guys out to the next one. But I'm probably going to have to send you back before too long. I'm seriously considering scrapping this structure for now. Because we're already pushing out so far. It would make more sense to have a fortress over here overwatching this zone there. And then maybe toughen that up later on. I mean, this place is the best one to have as your home base because it's got an infinite reserve. If we... Can we get in close enough to see it? It looks like we can't. But there's an infinite reserve on the materials there. Ah, there we are. Which means that it will generally be enough to support any kind of mining operation. In the others, not quite so. It does tend to run out eventually. Or at least that's what I understand. Or it very slowly grows and refills the reserve. I'm not really sure exactly how that works, but it's definitely something we need to look into. But for the time being, let's just go ahead and grab ourselves another battle while we wait for you to be finished up. It's going to take a long while, though, unfortunately. How are we doing for metal over here? Got 2,000 there. 2,000 there. They're probably sharing their metal and their fuel and everything else. Yeah, they will be. Okay, that's quite cool. We can drop off some more resources soon then. You know what? If I destroy this, will this go back? Because that's an awful lot of metal there. Maybe I will leave it and I'll eventually build it up, but it's not going to be a high priority for me. Right, we've got a tiny little force that we are immediately going to engage. This is going to be painfully easy for the Thunderlings to do. We'll spread you out a little bit. There we go. You are actually the point leaders in this battle in terms of tonnage. And let's go ahead and pause that. Now, they are launching missiles and we have nothing to deal with missiles yet. That is still something I need to work on. Actually getting some sort of a missile defense. Where did those missiles go? I have no idea, but the shots are clearly bouncing. Now let's get in there a little bit closer. Okay, that one is being ruined. As much by the frag shells as anything else, honestly. Yeah, you're pretty much gone. And you are not far behind. I'm loving the little aesthetics of the ships. The Deepwater Guard ships have had a fair old makeover, and the cram cannons have put them back in terms of a threat. Previously, they were just not a threat. They were a non-issue. I could have just steamrolled through most of the Deepwater Guard if I'd wanted to, and it's part of the reason why I didn't, because I wanted to give them a little bit more time to catch up with everything else that had just recently changed in the game. But they have done that now, it seems. Fantastic. We are hoovering up the resources as well. Okay. Hoovered up resources complete. Let's get you up there as well. Let's have a look. How are you doing? You should be fine. You're refueling. You're redistributing your ammo. But again, another 16th of their fuel was consumed in that one battle alone. We need a support vessel that will be able to help them build up and maintain their resources. Perhaps one that can process fuel, so it has a large stockpile of oil and then refines that on the fly. The only thing with that is I want it to be a resource sub, and a fuel refinery will not work underwater. I may just go with just having a large fuel storage, because I really like the idea of a vast just resupply sub, just kind of following along quite deep down, out of harm's way, just resupplying my forces as it goes. Let's pull you out of battle and get you up there as fast as we can. And we'll clean this up. I'm really liking the idea of having multiple fleets, though. That is something that I'm very, very keen on. We've actually got 13,000 metal between both of those. And it's pretty impressive, actually. Fuel is going down quite quickly, though. Right, get in there. And what are we up against? It's almost pointless having you in this fight. Well, then, let's just get you close so that we can end this quickly. We vastly have the larger tonnage in this one. I need some sort of missile deterrent, though. Because that is going to hurt. No, it's not. Wow, your missiles really suck. The suckicity of your missiles is so extreme, I'm not even sure I can quantify it. Okay, we've won. Nice and easy. And explosions! Well done. We salvaged a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Very well done. Okay, now, we could pop down there. I'm fairly certain there'll be something there for us to gather. So, yeah. Okay, let's make our way over and then in, and we'll deal with whatever we can. Pull everything and go. And by the time we've done that, we should be able to return with a reasonable amount of metal that can then be added to the construction of, or rather the retrofitting of the last Thunderling. I still consider them Thunderlings at the moment, rather than Thunderchilds, but they're getting closer and closer and closer to a From the Depths equivalent of the Thunderchild, in my opinion. There we go. And have we got any enemies? There should be. Oh, wow, we really, really do. My goodness. What have we got? Oh, no, not flying squirrels. Oh, no. Bloody flying squirrels. I lack flak. We're doomed. Doomed. Okay, well, there's not a lot we're going to be able to do here, is there? You know what? I'm going to have you over there. I'm going to have you up there. And we'll see how this... Oh, are they joining in? I don't think so, but if they are, then we'll take them on. In that case, let's pop you down here. We'll be right in amongst them, though. They significantly outgun us in this one. Or at least in terms of raw numbers, they do. Right, I'm seriously doubting your ability to take out these flying squirrels, though it appears you already have done one. That might have simply been that you managed to do a bunch of damage before they could really get in the sky. But, oh my lord, a flying squirrel with your shields. You're distracting everything. And that thing over there is distracting the super serious punch cannon. Which, despite what you might think, is generally the go-to weapon for taking out flying squirrels on the Thunderlings. This actually might be a fight you're not going to be able to handle. And that worries me. Okay, let's get up a little bit higher. It is going to be very, very awkward for you guys to take out those flying squirrels. Especially if you just refuse to attack. This might end up being a battle that ends up taking so long you run out of fuel. And that would be bad. Oh my lord, would that be bad. But that Atlas is ruined. It's a non-issue at this point. That flying squirrel might never get back in the sky, I'm not sure. How are we doing? We're generally doing alright. HMS Thunderling, what? Oh yes, you were the original. Never mind. Okay, well, that Atlas is going down fairly quickly. And explosions, unfortunately. On the plus side, we do have an awful lot of materials here. Oh, that flying squirrel has been damaged. I think it may be going down. It might have been so badly damaged that it's not going to be repairing. But yeah, the super serious punches plus our normal punches are doing enough damage to the Atlas that it isn't going to be a problem. I like to think that that just bounced. And if so, those strength 3 shields are crazy good. Also, which one am I in? Please be turning away! No, 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 bad, 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 reverse. Stupid boat. Also you, please, no, don't. Ah! Okay, you know what? Cancel, on. Stop trying to move. Oh, you're bad, you're naughty. You're gonna do more damage. Oh, go backwards. Please. Stop trying to be suicidal. Oh, you're so annoying. Easily the biggest risk to these ships. themselves. Let's rotate you back here. Now forward, but turn. That's right. Forward and turn. Get out of here. The other one is kind of stuck here, and it's just going to have to stay stuck there. We've taken out one of the defensive fortifications. That's fine. Go, go, go. That's right. You just keep on going. You need to take on that Shrike, please. I'd love it if you would just finish it. But unfortunately, all of your weapons are really, really focused on taking on the Flying Squirrel, not the Shrike. Okay, that's one out of harm's way. Okay, you're good. Armistice, I need to be on you. Reverse, please. Oh, my lord. It's like being a nanny. Come on. There we go. You've more or less annihilated the buildings over there. They're not really an issue. It's the Flying Squirrels that's the issue. Though you've knocked off some blocks. Quite a few blocks, actually. Oh, it's because my consecutive normal punches is getting involved. And the consecutive normal punches has some flak. So if it's hitting the shield, it'll detonate the flak, which is kind of what we want, really. Right, you go on out that way. Really? Oh, the problem is... that's right. There is an issue when you use control blocks to control the AI. And that is, if you tell it to change its AI settings, it'll just change it back. Because it doesn't listen to you. You're not its master. It's not a monkey. And it wouldn't listen to you even if you had an organ to grind. At least that's what it likes to think. It would. It just wouldn't understand that it's because I'd made it. It would think it wanted to make that choice. But in reality, I had programmed it to want it all along. Right, okay. Let's find out. What are we trying to destroy at this point? There's just one tiny little building over there. Okay, I feel that you're going to be able to wipe out the AIs in these buildings. It shouldn't be too hard. Come on. That one's dead, that one's dead. Okay, yeah, we've won this battle with just 2 Thunderlings. That wasn't too bad. Honestly, it took you longer than I would have liked, though. Also, please turn away from the coast. You are not going to go sunbathing. I refuse. You are a ship. That is a beach. These are incompatible things. There we go. Right. Well, we're not going to be gathering all that salvage, unfortunately. Right. Get out of that silly fight now. Right. So this area now belongs to me. And if I'm super, super lucky, I might be able to tell them. I can tell them to cross. Oh, apparently you can go sunbathing if you really want to. If it's absolutely something you must do, you're allowed. But you can't pick up the rest. That's fine. Okay, now time to go back. It is time to upgrade the Bifrost. Let's get you upgrading as well. Right, that is going to take pretty much all of the metal that we have there. But once you get down there, you'll be able to offload. Because you're generally set. I can tell you to force feed your resources into the main fortress, which will allow it to very rapidly then build up the Bifrost. And we will have 2 Thunderling fleets of moderate power, but we need to work, probably in the next episode, on a supply submarine. Now, there are a lot of new AC, automated control block functions that make making submarines much easier than it used to be. Like, crazy, crazy easy. I also want some sort of resource pipeline. And by that, I mean a building that I can build that probably sits underwater. That's just basically storage that is meant to allow me to piggy bank resources from one place to the next. You are already finished. Oh, well done. Right, let's zoom out a bit. Alright, what is this fleet like? You're okay. You're okay. I think they've actually distributed their resources correctly. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Yeah, they're all distributing their resources evenly at this point. Glorious. Absolutely glorious. Okay. So we've got natural, we've got a tiny bit of metal each. Not much at all. Got a little bit of oil. Probably shouldn't be storing oil, but I've got a general storage to allow them to just pick up any odds and sods that they happen to find around the place. So that's why that's there. We've also got a reasonable amount of scrap and crystal. We've got a little bit more crystal than anything else, actually. I'm not really sure why they hold... Oh, it's because I think I've actually given them specific crystal storage, perhaps, and then also the general resource storage. Something along those lines, maybe. I'm not sure. I'm still not entirely up on the way all of that deals with it. But suffice it to say, we've got two reasonably powerful fleets that can deal with quite a few of the things that the Deepwater Guard are going to throw at us. So it's time for us to start expanding. I would like to build, or rather upgrade, our starting fortress to the Shrine of Pontus, probably sooner rather than later. But definitely the next thing that we're going to be working on is a supply submarine that will be traveling with every fleet, at least one per fleet, that will have enormous storage capacity. It will be there to hoover up anything that the other ships can't or don't want to hold on to, but also to carry a massive amount of fuel, because the Thunderlings, they do like a drink, unfortunately. But that is going to be it for me. I do apologize for the fog in my throat. But as I was saying, I do hope you've enjoyed the episode and will be joining me for the next. As always, I welcome any feedback you may have to offer, and a like on the video will let me know that you want to see more From the Depths in the near future. But until next time, do take care.